Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ALM Virtual Learning Experience. My name is Jennifer Wright, and I am an Educational Program Specialist with the Collaborative for Teaching and Learning, which we call CTL for short. But I'm excited to be working with you all this week. I am from Lexington, Kentucky myself, and graduated from Dunbar many years ago. But anyway, I'm happy to be here with you all this week. So CTL is a small nonprofit organization that's actually based out of Louisville, so just down the street. And so we are excited to be working with you all this week and into the school year. So we have been working really hard on designing an engaging yet flexible professional learning experience for you this week to give you a space to learn, collaborate, reflect, refine as practitioners to help support you in the classroom this year, whether it be in a face-to-face setting or virtual setting. So welcome. I just wanted to take this opportunity to give you a quick little tour of our website that we have developed to serve as the home base for our training this week. So we feel that it's in a pretty user-friendly format, but I wanted to take this time and go over a couple of the really important pieces that will just help you logistically as you navigate throughout the 3 days of our training. So if you scroll down here we are on the home page, and this video will actually be posted here. So when you're watching that, that's where I'll be. But as we go down here, there's a section called Before You Dive In. So just a little list of to-dos that'll get you squared away and ready for this training. So when you're ready to dig into content, you'll be ready to do so if you get all of those tasks completed down there. If you keep scrolling to the bottom of this page, you will notice the week at a glance. So hopefully you have seen this schedule before, but if not, here it is for you. So I just wanted to go over the schedule with you briefly here for a moment. You can see we have different rows that are color-coded. The first row is this pink row, and this is where all of the independent learning modules are for the week. So these are those asynchronous independent learning modules, and this will be the work that you do on your own during each day. There will be 2 per day, and those will prep you, those modules and the related tasks will prepare you for the deep dive calls that you can see down here at 11, in the yellow. We have 2 live calls scheduled for you every day that you can choose just one. So live attendance is required for these, and you can join us at 11 or at 1:30. So the only thing you need to keep in mind there is to make sure that you have those independent learning tasks completed prior to coming to those calls. So if you're a morning person and you like to get it all knocked out in the morning, and you can come to that 11 o'clock, that's great. But if you can't make it to 11, then just try to come to the 1:30. Then you can see here in purple, we have another synchronous learning opportunity embedded in our week, and those will be at 9:30. So these are mini module calls, which will just be about 20 minutes in length compared to the deep dive calls, which will be about 40 minutes in length. The mini module calls here will be offered at 9:30 every day, but your live attendance is not required. So you can watch a pre-recorded version of each of those, which will be on the, I'll go over here real quick and show you. On the site, there's actually a page just for the mini module calls. So you can go there. There is an exit slip to do with each of those mini module calls that you will be required to watch or participate in that call in order to complete that exit ticket. So going back to the schedule here, you can see that there is 1 per day, but we actually have 4 mini module calls. The mini module call number 2 around text in our disciplines will actually be only pre-recorded, and so you can watch that at any time throughout the 3 days. So it'll be, we have it in the order of number 2 here. So maybe if you can watch it on that first day, that would be great. But it's really up to you and your schedule. So when we go back here to our site, and you scroll down to the bottom, you will see that there's going to be a couple different resources that we engage with here, a couple different platforms. So one will be the Google Classroom, which most of you are probably familiar with. So there will be some tasks linked from this site that will take you to the Google Classroom to complete. And those will be opportunities for more independent work. And then we also have Padlets, which you see here. So that'll be more of that collaborative, it's an asynchronous collaboration kind of platform to where you can contribute your thinking to a Padlet, and then one of your colleagues can come there at another time during the day and contribute their thinking. So it's still an interactive space for you to collaborate with your colleagues, but since we are doing mostly asynchronous independent work, there's going to be flexibility in when you come to that platform and utilize that Padlet. We are trying to encourage you to go back and revisit Padlet. So if you're one of the early birds and you're one of the first ones to come in on that Padlet, and there's going to be a lot of great thinking that comes in after you, we're going to try to get you to go back to that Padlet and look at some of the thinking that was added after you left. And so then we will also be using Zoom for those deep dive calls and those mini module calls. And your main text for the week is going to be this ALM Foundations Guidebook, which you should have a hard copy of. I think they were mailed to your schools, but if not, you will have a digital version available to you that can be accessed from your Google Classroom. At the very bottom of this homepage is an inquiry form. So in case you run into something that's unclear or confusing, or a link that maybe takes you to the wrong location, or maybe there's permissions not set correctly on some type of document, you can come here and let us know, and then a CTL team member will get back with you quickly and hopefully resolve the issue. Other than that, the Google site is laid out pretty easily from left to right, top to bottom. So a couple other things to note is from the home page, you can go down to the InSync page where you will see a link to all of the calls depending on your team. So there will be a hyperlink here on this Google Doc that will take you right to the Zoom calls. Those Zoom calls are also linked embedded throughout your day. So if you go down here through the MDLS framework, you will see here to join either one of those calls for your team. So there's a couple different ways to access that. Every day, you can see day 1, day 2, and day 3, we have a Getting Started tab. And so here we will have a welcome video, any announcements that we want to make. It'll be a really quick, short video. Anything that maybe we discovered prior to that day, getting you all started, any shout outs, any, maybe any technical issues that came to our attention from the day before we might address here. So just try to get started every day with this short, 2-minute video before you move on. And so here we also have your learning goals and your to-dos for every day. Now, if you're like me and you kind of like to have your own copy of this, and maybe an interactive copy, you can click here for an interactive checklist. So it'll have you create your own copy of this Google Doc. So you can either interact with it right in Google Docs, or you can print it out and have it on paper and go a little old school, like we like to say. So that will be available for you every day. But other than that, one note that I would like to make before I close out of here is you are welcome to work ahead. So if you know that Thursday is going to be a really hectic day for you, then you're welcome on Wednesday to go ahead and do some of those tasks and get those finished. However, we ask that you not get behind, because those deep dive calls are required and you need to come to 1 per day. And those are dependent on you getting the asynchronous, the independent learning module tasks completed before you come to those. So you can work ahead, but try not to get behind. I am excited to work with you this week, and I will be seeing you in Padlets and in the Google Classroom, and then of course during those live calls. So I will see you there. Thanks so much for watching.